Good morning, traders. This is Wilkey with StartupTrading.com. It is Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, non-farm payroll day. So, looking back at yesterday's action, we were bullish on everything except for the Russell yesterday, kind of inside. Otherwise, it was just the NASDAQ did its normal racing up, and what can we say? We're really waiting on today's news. So really what I want to look at is right now we're at 31.41. We haven't really, I'm going to zoom in on this chart for a second and just look at some of these other levels here that we're watching untested nodes. We have an untested node at 31.32 half. So that could end up trading later today for sure. We're above that at 31.42 right now. But what I want to do is point out the fact that we haven't really traded above during the bells between 31.41 to 43, right, all the way up to 31.69. So this area between basically 43 and 31.69 hasn't traded between the bells for quite some time. So you have to go all the way back, to basically February 25th to see when this area has traded. So we'll see what this gap does. There's still, 40, almost 45 minutes before the opening bell rings today. So we'll see where this leads us. So today is just all about non-farm payroll. So we're just getting right into it today. So looking at really where we've been back the last couple of weeks where we've been traded, we're in this top of this zone, and I'm expecting right around this 31.71 to be a support resistance if we can make our way up there. And one thing to remember that since coronavirus has started, on Fridays when things look bleak, and today could be considered a Friday because the markets will be closed tomorrow, traders have been reluctant to go out long. So whatever we do this morning and early afternoon, don't be surprised if we get a little bit of a fade back. The jobs report number was strong, so we'll see if that, but those are going to be your two forces that were going against us. So zooming into really today's action, you got R4 up here at 31.60. We'll look at this is, R4A. We'll look at where B is as well. But really, anything coming back down, if you just mark where the opening was for non-farm payroll, or if you look basically right around R2, which is 31.32, we'll call it, going back under there this afternoon or any time could start to mean that we're fading. So the jobs report was strong, but we know that there has been, damage since done to the jobs market. So we'll see how all this plays out. I'm cautiously optimistic to the bullish side, I guess is how I'd phrase it. But I'm going to be, playing it a little bit tighter probably than I normally would be on a non-farm payroll day to the upside. I'm not going to give it as much wiggle room to come back against me on my positions. So again, looking at the Russell, we got 1492 up here, which is right around R4A, and then we'll go ahead and bring up 4B on everything. So 4Bs are 1511, 10,713. I think that would be quite the stretch. 3175 basically, and 26,414. If we continue running bell to bell, wire to wire, if you will, to the upside. So once the bell rings, I think we'll get more of a little sentiment to see how things are going. So looking at sequences, I think you can watch the sequences. So these halfway back longs should hold. And if we look at the one for the ES, just keep going. I wouldn't look at any extension draws at this point in time to see if they're going to hold or not. Unless you want to play them back to the as a short back into the other entry if the extensions break. That's the only way I would want to play them. I would not try to chase long on the extensions today, although that could be the right play. You have tight risk to reward. And the Russell, everything is looking the same way. So as we look at the ES, right, we're above this 31.30 basically. I don't really have any significant resistance until we get up to this basically 31.80 for the ES, and back below it's just back down to the that no man's land that we've been watching. Is really what I'd look at first, and then right around 30.94 on my, the top of the longer term profile. Looking at the NASDAQ, I think just holding above basically 10,285 would be a major coup, which is below yesterday's low. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, at least in the morning. I think when the opening bell rings, you'll see if there's any sentiment. We can watch the internals. Again, that 1462 area for the Russell should be first test support resistance. If we break above there, I expect a retest of that area, and then we'll see what we can do next. Looking at the Dow. Again, I don't really have any significant resistance until we get up to 26,297 or 26,300 basically on it. You can see that there's a jet out on the node right at 26,118. So you can watch from 118 all the way up to about 150 on the NASDAQ. So looking back at all the indexes, kind of, putting a wrap on the thoughts. So again, I'm cautiously optimistic to the bullish side. I am going to watch, and I'm not really interested in playing. If you're just looking to scalp this long today, not getting into any swing position, I think that you're going to be wise to exit the market around the European close. Should get a little bit of consolidation, and then possibly later in the day a little bit of a fade back down as traders are reluctant to go out totally long over the weekend and hedges start to be put on. I hope this helps. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.